Alright, so if you play League of Legends, you've probably seen something on the forums, or you've watched a YouTube video talking or showcasing it, or you've heard from a friend, or your 90-year-old grandmother who thinks technology is actual witchcraft. The lethality is a little bit fucked, specifically this item. Now, if you don't believe me, I just want to analyze a play from a friend of mine. This is a very high APM and very quick play, so I don't blame you if you can't follow it, but I'll do my best to break down this play as best as possible.
They got a freeze or enemy spotted. Take a look under my sleeve. I ain't gotta give them much. They happy with Mickey D. Keep it pimpin' in the south, you know.
Now let's take a look at the potential outplay options that Twitch had here. Oh yeah, there's fucking zero. This is quite literally the shit that clickbait titles are made of. This is a straight up retard fucking dies. You won't believe this shit. Seriously, I am a fucking murderer. The police are on their way. Not clickbait. So yeah, lethality is totally and utterly busted to the point where you can go into a game and almost everyone in the game is going to be building it. Your mid, your top, ADC, hell, even your trusty jungle blitzcrank cannot get enough of that sweet lethality goodness. And honestly, I'm kinda torn. As someone who has never really played tanks or enjoyed playing tanks, the last year or so has been a bit of a fucking snooze fest. Playing characters that like to slowly whittle people down like a beaver trying to gnaw through a brick wall is fucking boring. I like champions that do damage or can bully people and make lots of outplays. It is really hard for me to consider it rewarding gameplay when the extent of my damage consists of letting people kill themselves on me with my Sunfire Cape and my Thornmail, whilst I just try and CC them as much as possible and pray that either they do their job for me by ending their own lives attacking me, or that my team actually appear to do all the damage for me. And I'm not complaining about tanks, I entirely understand their roles within the meta, but to go from motherfuckers never dying to literal one-shots is a little bit fucking far-fetched. At this point, when it comes to AD carries, it really feels like whoever wins lane is whoever builds the Yumu's and then a Duskblade first, and then it's whoever gets the first auto attack onto an enemy. The game has entirely gone in the opposite direction of what it was. Fucking hilariously. As someone who likes burst champions, we've gone so far in the other direction that it's actually like too much for me. This is just too much damage. Lethality was already kind of broken when it was introduced and it was nerfed, and now we've kind of come full circle, going from one pretty boring kind of gameplay to another. One auto attack is not interesting or rewarding when it comes to winning a fight. I guess, sure, from a YouTube perspective, let's fucking go. Hell yeah, baby. I'll build full lethality on literally fucking anyone. And I'll post a video with a ridiculous title like Insanity One Shot Holy Mother of Fuck. Help me, I'm locked in a basement whilst I slap a Duskblade of Drakthar on Renekton. In fact, you know what? I tell you what. I'll do a full lethality Renekton video for 3k likes. 5k likes. And I'll do something even more retarded like full lethality fucking Thresh or Nami or something. I don't know, literally anyone. You decide in the comments section, and the top voted one will just go with that. I'm at the point where I genuinely believe that anything can work with lethality, regardless of what it is, and I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is here. If I actually end up having to do some retarded shit, and I will fucking go 6-0 on lethality Sonar or some outrageous shit. But really though, from basically no perspective does this type of gameplay feel or look good. Would you genuinely feel impressed if you were watching a pro game and the AD carries could just right click once with no mechanical skill, just a flash to maybe land one auto attack onto the enemy, and then that's pretty much the fight decided? No mechanics, no real engaging fight stats, that's it. The team that rushed the most Duskblades was the victorious team. Doesn't really sound all that interesting now, does it? But it's weird because AD carries are in a very bizarre place right now. I mean, not too long ago, they were just like drastically underpowered. There was the ADC in 2017 LOL meme that was actually pretty justified. This was like at the height of the tank meta when AD carries could pretty much just kill absolutely fucking nobody. They couldn't kite any of the tanks because there was just too much CC to deal with, and any damage that they did would either get reflected back to them, or they would end up dying to a Sunfire Cape, or hell, just the fact that the tanks had a lot of high base damages anyways, so it didn't really matter that they didn't build any AD or any AP, because honestly, at the end of the day, you still have a third of my HP. If I'm a tank and you're an ADC, there's a good chance I have at least double your health. So yeah, you've built 200, 300 AD, but I have also got 400 armor and 4k health. So good luck penetrating that one. It doesn't matter. I could be dealing 50 damage per auto attack and per skill. And there's a good chance I'm still probably going to kill you before you actually manage to kill me. So that was back not that long ago. That was literally this season, and now we've gone to the point where AD carries are actually, ironically, probably some of the hardest pressuring champions in the game. Now, of course, this doesn't really apply to your low elos, of course, right? So the main thing about AD carry is for them to actually be like strong and for them to be really powerful, they need good positioning, they need good awareness, they need good peeling, they just generally need a lot more mechanics than basically any other character in the game. When it comes to other characters, like let's say you're playing LeBlanc, you kind of only really need to focus on a certain aspects of your mechanics. So you need to focus on getting your combo correct, and you've pretty much got a get out of jail free card with your W, with your distortion anyway. But where it comes to a champion, let's say like Jinx, there is such a much higher level of mechanics and awareness required to actually be successful with her, because you need to make sure that you manage your flashes, you manage your summoner spells. Also, you're completely aware of all the enemy team's summoner spells and all their ultimates and stuff, so you don't get caught out at a moment's notice. For instance, if a Malphite ulties you and you're LeBlanc, you can very easily distortion away without having to burst a summoner spell, and it's not that big a deal. Your distortion will be back up in a couple of seconds. But for Flash on Jinx, she has nothing else to escape with. If a Malphite fucking ulties on you, you either take it like a fucking champ, or you flash, and that's a fucking 5-minute cooldown, which could very much be do or die situation. Late game, it could mean the entire fucking game is just being thrown out the window because you don't have the summoner spells and you just get completely zoned out with absolutely no defensive options. But if you're actually a really good AD carry, you can command so much pressure. If you manage summoner spells, you manage cooldowns on the enemies, and you just really have a lot of knowledge of the game, and your decision making is on fucking point, you can completely smash bot lane. You can win 2v3s just by really good mechanics, by juking, by kiting. Get your team a shitload of global gold by taking first tower. Swap lane with the fucking top laner, take that tower, move mid, absolutely fucking wreck everything. Good AD carries, and I mean, when I say good AD carries, I mean fucking good AD carries are unfucking believably strong in this game right now. They're probably the most, I'm not sure if I'd say the most OP role right now, but I'd say they're probably the strongest in terms of potential, because you have to learn a lot about them and they have the potential to completely take over a game and rule it by themselves. But that requires a shitload of actual game knowledge or just champion knowledge. Certainly a shitload more than you need to learn about champions in, like, I don't know, like Pantheon or something. There's so much more that you need to know about how to play Draven than you would need to learn how to play about Malphite. But if you don't really know all that much about playing AD carries and you're like maybe in the bronze to gold margin, it's actually a pretty underpowered role. People don't quite know what they're doing, their mechanics aren't quite polished yet. It's very easy to feed on an AD carry in a low elo game and to think that just AD carries in general are completely useless, just like they were several months ago. But I don't know how easy it's going to be putting AD carries into a position where they're actually balanced. Like, it sounds bizarre, but the role is not balanced. It's either incredibly overpowered from the high end of players, or it's incredibly underpowered for the low end. There's not really any fucking middle ground. It's either you get shit on or you shit on people. And I feel that's, you know, the Duskblade kind of not really helping matters here. Certainly an item that's helping pretty much every elo with AD carry if they're playing like Jhin or something to one-shot the shit out of people that don't really know what it does. And if you're wondering like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with Duskblade, I went to Riot this week and I've spoken to the game balance guys, and they are very aware that they completely overtuned Duskblade to the point where they're gonna drop that down a little bit. But for the time being, it's something that we kind of have to deal with, and it's just not an engaging kind of gameplay. I know that people like to win. If you really like spamming lethality, then it's nothing against you, but honestly, in terms of like actual competitive play and watching competitive play, for me personally, it's not that interesting to watch. I like to see mechanics and I like to see things implemented. If you play like a champion like Jhin, where you can just get onto your, like, you can just use 3 of your bullets, and then on the 4th bullet you flash and you Duskblade somebody, like let's say like an Ashe, and you one-shot them. I just don't find that interesting to watch from my perspective. It doesn't seem really skill related. I like to see lots of mechanics and basically just people trying to constantly outplay each other, but they have to keep like trying to like figure a way around each other. There's not really any real fucking way to dodge that or block that or stop that unless you have champions that can in fact block you, like Braum or something. And sure, the Jin's just flashed, he's completely out of position, you could probably engage on him, but if he's actually communicating with his team, then they probably know he was about to flash, they know he was about to one-shot Ashe, and they're probably following up on that and engaging on your fucking head. So, what do you think about Duskblade Drakthar? I think it's a little bit fucked up. I think everything about AD carries is a little bit fucked up. The end user, like the end game user, is it's really easily abusable, but it's also a little bit too underpowered from a low end user kind of perspective. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. As I said, I was at Riot this week. I was visiting the Riot offices. And yeah, there's some information that I want to post about in videos. There's like a certain champion that's getting a mini rework, and he's a very popular champion, so I'm interested to know what you guys think about that. I obviously wasn't allowed to know what the actual changes were, but I'm sure we could try and get some speculation on what's being changed. As well as that, you know, one of the videos I used, the Jin one-shot, was actually made by my friend Jake, and I've linked his channel before, but I'm going to do it again. There's going to be a little eye at the top right of the screen you can click on, it'll take you to his channel. Also, some of the videos that I used in the background footage of this, they'll be up there as well if you want to go check them out. But nevertheless, show some love to some of my old videos and also one of my best friends. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy. Goodbye.